All right, hey everyone. It's been a long time coming, but we're finally going to sit down and give you guys another game of Oak and Iron. The game is pretty much finalized at this point, so what you see is pretty much what you're going to get. Some of these components are still prototype phase stuff, just because we didn't really have time to dig out all the other things and put it together. But anyway, so I'm here playing against Steve, and Steve is playing the pirate list. I'm playing the Spanish. So my force consists of a light galleon, a light frigate, and a flute. My light galleon and my frigate both have skill upgrades to 1. I've got the base free 0-point admiral. And my flute and my light galleon have both been upgraded to stout, which the Spanish faction lets me take at a discount. We are playing 50 points. And what do you got over there, Steve?
I have a sloop, which is upgraded. My skill's upgraded to 2 points. I have additional crew and sweeps. I have a corvette, who's also upgraded to 2 skill, additional crew. And I have the Queen Anne's Revenge, a unique ship, and it's also being captained by Edward Blackbeard Teach.
And the pirate faction gets the additional crew upgrade at a discount. So those are our two squadrons. We've drawn an escort mission card, and we've determined I'm the defender. So I've placed an objective token on my flute card. So my flute is the ship that I'm escorting here. So for the next 10 turns, or maybe less if I can sink all those pirate ships.
Yeah.
For the next 10 turns, I've got to try to defend that flute, prevent it from getting captured. And Steve's got to go ahead and capture me. So we're just going to go ahead and jump right into the game here. So we've got all of our cards laid out. You are the attacker, so you choose from a category first.
Well, let's see. What are my choices here? Of course, I'm going to want...
There's no weather gauge, unfortunately.
Not anymore, huh? I'll take starboard then.
Okay. Let's see. So I'll go ahead and choose the advantage card of Superior Intelligence, which will let me see 2 of his secretly chosen initiative cards before the game starts. Okay?
I'm going to want Open Sea, just straight battle.
Okay. I'll go ahead and choose some terrain then to make this a little more interesting. So I'll take coastline, which will let me add 1 to 2 island or shoal terrain pieces to the pool.
I'll take Superior Positioning. What's that do?
That's going to give you a free move before we start the game at speed 3.
Sounds good to me.
And I'll take the larboard side, so we'll just go edge to edge. So these 3 get discarded from the game. So I'm starting on this half of the table, you're starting on that half of the table.
Mm-hmm.
So for setting, you've got no terrain to add. I've got 1 to 2 shoal, island, or rock. I will just add 1 island. And as a defender, I get to place the first piece. There's only 1. So I'll go ahead and put this over here. Give me something to hide behind.
You will need to hide, yeah.
Okay, so also as a defender, I'll deploy first. So deployment, I took the larboard half of the table, so that means I have this whole half of the table to deploy in. And this is we're playing on a 4x4, which is a bit big, but it's what we got set up right now. So I basically have up to there to deploy. And
I have about the same, so I'm going to set that up.
So I'm going to put my flute on the inside here. So I'll set up like so. Maybe the flute can still get some action, but I don't really want it in the line. Alright, so now he could deploy anywhere in his half of the table, but he's got to be 1 full ruler's width or length away from me.
Okay, and just to go over one more time, what am I trying to do to your...
The flute, which is right here, you're trying to capture that ship.
Okay. I can fly anywhere up to there, but I have to be 1 ruler away from your ships.
Right. Okay, so now we both deployed our squadrons. Now we're going to go ahead and play the first turn's initiative. First turn. So go ahead and reveal.
Well,
Oh, sorry. I thought you had a
you
picture.
just really don't want me to take that superior positioning,
I
huh?
thought you already did it. Alright, so first phase of the first turn. Initiative phase. Alright, so you've got favorable wind with initiative 5. So you're going to move a little faster. I've got resilient with initiative 2. So my ships were reduced the damage taken by 1. This turn. And that's a Spanish specialty card. That Spanish ships are some of the toughest, best built. Not necessarily the fastest, but some of the toughest.
And now we're choosing our initiative card for the next round, but not this round.
Correct. So this is be our initiative for next turn. And I'll put that all the way over here. Alright, so your go with the initiative 5.
Alright, I'll move first. All my ships are sailing large because the wind's coming off of this side of the table, so generally speed 3, but I get an additional 1 for having favorable wind, so all my ships are going to move at speed 4. I could choose to roll to make them faster, but I'm just not going to do that for now.
You're only supposed to move 1 ship also.
Oh, I'm moving back.
So that jumps us into the firing phase. So go ahead and fire with 1 ship. I think you only have 1 shot. Just 1 shot. He's out of arc. Or he's out of range. He's out of his arc. And the other 2 ships in range are the light frigate and the Queen Anne's Revenge. So, want to fire with Queen Anne's Revenge?
Of course.
All right. You are in formation.
Fire with the Queen Anne's Revenge.
You are in formation. All your ships are in formation, so you do get a dice bonus of 1.
1 extra dice.
Yeah.
My ship has a cannon rating of 6, so that's 6 dice. And then, if I'm not mistaken...
You do have a skill 2, so you can re-roll 2 of those dice.
Okay. And this is my Queen Anne's Revenge targeting...
Dice check. Okay,
A
so
lot
we're looking
of-
for cannons and skulls as we're at long range. He's got 1 skull. You do have skill 2, so you can re-roll 2 of those dice. And you did
Still nothing.
So you did 1 hit. That's enough to do a fatigue on me, and it is a skull, so it's a potential critical. So you could re-roll it. No effects. Muskets has no effect.
What does affect?
A skull is an extra point of damage. A crew, which is a sword, is an extra point of fatigue, and a sail result is a rigging hit, which will reduce the sails. So you fired, so you get rid of that wake marker.
And I'll put a smoke marker.
Yeah. So now I'm going to take off my wake marker and return fire. So unfortunately, I do have a point of fatigue, so I go from a 4 broadside to a 3. Right? I do have skill 1, so I can reroll. So I got no hits, and still no hits. So no effect on that one. All right. Was I able to maintain formation there? Yes, I was. So formation is just a straight line out of the back of this ship into the front of this one, and vice versa. So these cards go back to our hands, and we reveal the card we chose the previous turn. So I conveniently chose Take Courage, so I'm going to wipe off that fatigue that I took earlier, as my ships are in formation, and they're good to go.
That's good. You probably took courage because I played deception. You now think that I am not an enemy. So you can't shoot at me at cannon shot or
So he's flying his false colors. You know, this could have been a case of mistaken identity. He's raising the correct colors to rectify that. So I cannot attack him out at cannon shot. And we just tied on initiative. We both have initiative 2 here.
Mm-hmm.
So that's going to be an event. So we've got misinterpreted orders. Both players roll a challenge test, which is 5 dice. The player that wins, and you win by getting the most skull results. The player that wins may assign this card to any non-shaken enemy ship, but not a flagship. And we're basically going to draw a card randomly from the other opponent's hand and replace it with that initiative. So I might lose my take card. I got 1 sail.
Got 2
2
sails.
sails, so you win. So you could put it on any one ship. Basically, you could choose another card from my hand, and I have to replace it. My current initiative card with that one. All right. So resilient again, which I guess is not the worst thing ever. But I do take my point of fatigue back because I couldn't have done that. All right. Alrighty then. So that's resolved. The event goes away. And you have the higher admiral value, so you are going to go first. So, did I get to within musket shot here? Nope. Just barely. I almost did. No, not quite. So, basically, I'm clearing all these because I'm not going to be fine. You do have some shots.
See where we're at here. I can reach here, and this one, and even this one.
Are you in the arc with him?
Yeah.
Yep, you got it. You can fire with all 3 at the galley.
At the galley.
Who does have high freeboard,
Mm-hmm.
and this is cannon shot. So where would you like to start?
Let's start with the big one, who is not information. Are these 2 still information?
No, because he's the flagship. So the flagship's got to be part of the
information.
The skill represents a stat that would be that way. So.
Here we go. Here we go. And I can still roll my 2 skill. Which get me
So
nothing.
enough to do a point of fatigue at least.
1 point of fatigue.
Alright.
So that is Queen Anne. Next up, Corvette firing at 3 miniatures. 3 dice. Looking for cannons. 1 cannon. He does have skill too, so I'll take 2 that missed. Try again. I missed.
High freeboard, you need at least 2 hits to give me fatigue, so no effect.
Nothing. Alright. Sloop. Give me something a little better.
Nope.
Nope.
Your sloop has skill too also.
Sloop
These
also
all
has
kinds of
skill too.
No such thing. Alright, so clear those wake markers, give them the reloads.
Will do.
And we're moving over to turn 3. Alright.
Turn 3.
Okay, so to discard our cards from the previous turn, or return to our hand, you're going to discard. My card
This cannot be used again. I can't trick you again.
Correct. Alright, so let's flip.
Flip them.
Fleet maneuver, raise the black. And we got yet another tie. Alright. So, you didn't time that one, right? You thought you'd get close enough.
Oh, that's right.
Alright, so we have a calm. All ships decrease their speed by 1 for the rest of this turn. So, we're going to be down 1 speed the rest of this turn, so pick a card for next turn, and let's go from there. No, before that I got to do my fleet maneuver.
My raise the black would scare the bejesus out of you. And it says all opposing ships within musket shot of a ship in this squadron must immediately roll a skill test at a -2 dice penalty. If the test is failed, that ship receives a point of fatigue.
Yeah.
None of your ships were in.
I didn't get close enough. He threw up his black flag, but we were like, "What's that?" We can't see that from here. So that's it. All right, and you've got the initiative. So, where would you like to fire first?
Gonna fire Queen Anne's Revenge at this ship.
Probably a pretty good choice. So we are at musket shot there. There's your wake marker.
I've got cannon 6. Also, I'm in formation. Thanks, Mike.
Yeah. That's what I get for helping you. So you're looking for muskets, cannons, and skulls. And I'd like to remind people watching, that doesn't necessarily mean he's shooting at my ship with muskets. It just means that he's at effective musket range. Nautical talk. And you create your skill 2.
Skill 2, reroll 2 misses.
Ooh, for another 2 hits. That was pretty good.
Okay.
So I've got a fortitude of 2, and you've got 6 hits. So every 2 hits is a point of damage. So that is 3 damage. And because I was hit, I take a point of fatigue. Alright, so now roll your skulls. So 2 skulls is always potentially dangerous. You got another skull, so another point. Ouch. Man. That was a good broadside. A fine broadside, sir. A fine broadside.
Thank you.
Okay.
You close enough to see the black yet?
I think I am. Saw the black cannonballs flying across my deck. So, I'm not going to fire my... I should fire my frigate now, because I don't want to take any more fatigue. Alright, so I'm going to fire my frigate at your corvettes.
Makes sense.
So we are musket shot. I have a broadside of 4, but I'm down to 3 because of my fatigue. Alright, so here we go. And we're at musket shot as we determined already. And I got no hits. I'm gonna fortune that, because even if I get 1 hit, it doesn't. I need at least 2 here.
2.
So fortune point spent, rerolling the whole thing.
Wow.
That's much better. So that's 3 hits. Your fortitude is 1, so that's 3 damage and 1 fatigue. And I'm gonna reroll my skull. That's on the corvette, by the way.
Mm-hmm. So I take 3 damage from your 3 hits?
Yeah, and no crit. So 3 damage and 1 point of fatigue for getting it.
1 of fatigue.
Alright, so over to you.
They're gonna fire back. Of course.
And your broadside with them is 3.
3.
So you're down to 2 because of fatigue.
But I'm in formation.
Good
So
point.
I'm at 3.
So you get back your die. Benefits of formation. And we're at musket shot, and you have skills 2. So you got 2
There we
hits, 2 muskets. Reroll your pistol for another musket.
3 hits.
So that was another damage and another fatigue. Man, I am bad shape. Alright, so put your reload. There's your wake.
Thank you.
Okay, so the galleon, he is within musket shot, so he's going to take a partial fire. Chasers before you won that. So no reloads for partial fire. And my crew value is a 2 on the galleon, so I'm going to roll 2 dice. At your speed. And I got 1 hit. I do have a skill 1, so I can reroll sail. And for another sail. Alright. So 1 hit, so you take 1 point of damage and 1 fatigue.
Okay.
Because you have fortitude 1. And it's a skull, so I can reroll it for a crit. Oops, sorry. Pistol is not a crit. Remove that chip. Okay. Alright, so over to you with the sloop.
Let's do. I think that I want to do a partial fire at the ship who's already missed it.
Oh, of course.
So
Typical pirate tactics.
I've got 3 dice. Partial fire says you use half. How many dice do I use?
No, partial fire says use your crew value.
Oh, use your crew value. Okay.
Yeah, so you've got one.
One dice. Now I am fatigued, so
You still have a minimum of 1.
minimum of 1. Also in formation, but that gets cancelled out by being fatigued.
Correct, yeah. So yeah, you would have an extra die, but not in this case.
Got it. Okay, let's see what happens.
So, a sword does nothing, but you do have your skill, you can reroll it. And
nothing again.
no sixes. So my flute is gonna, pretty sure is out of range. That's musket shot there, so he's just gonna pass on fire. Okay, so that's moving on to turn 4. Alright. Gotta go ahead and discard this and reveal. Or discard yours, I take it. So I've got to take courage, which I thought I might be able to get back in formation this turn, but I did not, so I cannot use that card. I mean, I can use the initiative, but not the effect, unfortunately. So you've got fast loaders, you got an English card. So the pirate faction could always can choose one other faction's cards to add to their initiative deck, which he's
Making us English pirates.
English pirates, essentially. So fast loaders, so you're just going to clear all these reload markers.
Because we're fast.
Yep. Okay. So you've got the initiative, so go ahead. Looks like you got close enough. Yep. Yard arm distance, which is the width of the ruler, you're definitely there. So if you want to try to grapple, you can.
Let's do it.
1 fatigue. So you're going to do 4 dice.
4 dice.
So grappling is a skill test. He's got to try to throw.
At what point can I do a rally action? Before the test or no?
It's your your crew action. So your crew action is either to reload, rally,
Is that
repair,
at the end of the move?
at the end of the movement, which is
Okay.
what you do.
But grapple would be my crew action too.
Correct. So you cannot rally and grapple.
Got it.
Still got skill 2, so you can reroll. And no. Fortune point, as expected. Okay.
That's what I needed.
Yep, all he needs 1 skill. So,
Okay.
so the way this works now is he's going to move his ship directly toward mine, right there, right? And then once he makes contact, he just lays it flush along the edge. So we're now entangled. So you take your wake marker,
Okay.
and that's it. Okay, so into the combat phase we go.
Yeah.
So would you like to fire first or do one of your grapples? Or do your close combat?
Decisions, huh? Let's see how far we are from everyone. Okay. So we're within cannon shot there, within musket shot there. That's nice. And then they're fighting. So I don't see a reason to do that first. I'm going to fire the Queen Anne's cannons first.
A bold move. Okay. And target the flute, I imagine?
Oh, because you'll fight me if I don't fight you.
Of course.
I will fight first. Thanks for reminding me, Mike.
Alright, so fight's like a skill. So it's 5 dice. However, you can add your crew value to that roll. And you're going to lose 1 for your fatigue. So, and since your crew value is 1, you're basically going back down to 5.
Well, I have additional crew. Does that do anything?
Oh yeah, you do get a +1 dice for that. Good point. Almost forgot. So that negates your fatigue essentially. So you're looking at 6 dice. So 5.
6 dice.
5 for the base, +1 for your crew, +1 for additional crew, and then -1 for fatigue. So total 6.
Are pirates any good at fighting close combat?
The discount you got for when you're building your crew of adding the additional crew is basically the bonus you get.
Less close combat.
So for close combat, you're looking for skulls and swords. So 1 hit.
But I get a skill 2.
Skill 2, correct. So you can reroll 2 dice. So no, just 1 hit. So that's 1 point of fatigue on my frigate. So for every hit he got, I would take.
How many do you need for me to incapacitate you?
7 total, and you've got 3 on me currently. So it's going to be a continuing boarding. So that clears
Long
there.
drawn out fights. And skulls don't do anything crit wise in these fights.
Correct. All right, let's see if your Corvette is in the Arc of Fire. Here he is. And can I draw line of sight? So line of sight is from my middle arrow to his middle arrow at any corner. So that does have line of sight for that. So I'm going to go ahead and try to ravage that Corvette with my flute. So the flute's got a broadside of 4, and he's fresh. Do you have any fatigue on your Corvette?
I do.
You do. So my Spanish Ruthless rule will kick in.
Mm-hmm.
Since you have more fatigue than me, I get my skill value goes up by 1, so from 0 to 1, so I get 1 reroll here. Whew, not that I need it.
Wow.
That was a good shot. So 3 skulls and a musket. So that's all hits. You're fortitude of 4, so you take 4 points of damage.
Fortitude of 1.
I'm sorry, fortitude of 1 is what I meant. So
So I take 4 points of damage.
fortitude of 4, you would take 1 point of damage.
So now
Does that cripple you?
that does cripple me.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now every other point of damage you take will translate into a point of fatigue.
Okay.
If the ships are fully fatigued and fully damaged, it is out of action. You'll strike their colors and swing. Alright, so now we're going to reroll our crits. Rolling 3 dice, I have a pretty good chance of getting doubles, which always gives you a juicy extra effect. So I got a sword, which is a crew. So that is an extra point of fatigue. No double crits. Alright, Corvette is in trouble. So now, pass me one of your skull tokens there. As that ship is now crippled, that is a strike point against his squadron. If you ever have as many strike points, more strike points than ships, your crew will break off and you'll lose the game. Alright, so back over to you.
Okay, let's see what I can do with that Corvette, if anything at all.
You're going to roll 1 die for any attack you do with all the fatigue you got.
Yeah. So, it would be the same thing for me to do a small arms attack at this point.
Yeah.
Do a
You
small
might
arms
as
attack.
So you'll miss, but you have your skill, so reroll.
Skill,
And
nothing.
there you go. Alright, as my galleon can't do anything here, I'm going to fight you back with my frigate. So my frigate has 5 dice for his base skill, +2 for his crew, but -3 for fatigue. So I'm going to end up with 4. And here we go. Hoping for the best. I did better than you.
Wow.
So 2. So 2 points of fatigue on your sleeve.
2 points of fatigue on my sleeve.
Alrighty.
Mm-hmm.
That's back over to you. We gotta clear that up because he's not gonna be able to fire.
Queen Anne's Revenge is going to take a shot at I can't fire at a ship that's engaged.
Right.
So I have to fire on the
flip. I'll grab your reload marker here for you while you're doing that. So you're gonna roll, what is it, 6 dice?
6 dice at cannon shot. Which gets me 1.
1. So you roll 2.
And
just 1.
Just
Luke has high freeboard and a fortitude of 2. So that's gonna have no effect. You're gonna spend your fortune point. Alright. Okay. So that'll resolve that round. Moving them to turn counter to turn 5. Okay. So this card goes back to my hand. You ditch yours. And we flip. Man, we're getting tons of ties today. Okay, so that's another event.
Another event.
Taking careful. You've got careful aim and I've got resilience. So wind decreases. So now the wind speed goes down permanently. So for the rest of the game, until we get another event, the wind speed will be reduced. Alright, and my ships take 1 less damage to a minimum of 1 from any broadsides. And you can reroll missed criticals. So. Okay, I think I know what my boys need to do here. Alrighty.
Okay.
So once again, you've got initiative. Been hogging it all game.
Mm-hmm.
So we're in mid game, turn 5. We each have 1 fortune point left. You've got 1 crippled ship. I'm not far behind you though, as my frigate is in real bad shape.
Some danger.
Alright, so you're up with the stoop. You're going to attempt to cut grapples and run for your life so that I can rake you with my galleon? Or are you going to stand and fight?
I will stand and fight.
Alright, so we'll pass along. And I'll do the same. Alright, so that is combat phase and you have the initiative.
Okay. So what am I going to do? I have to fight with my sloop.
Yep, and you've got what, 3 fatigue now?
I do have 3 fatigue.
So you have 3 fatigue. You do have additional crew, so you're getting +1. Which means your base is 7, minus your 3, so you're down to 5.
Did you say 5?
Yeah, 5. Am I wrong?
Yes.
Why am I wrong?
7 minus 3?
Oh, yeah, right, so it's 4, sorry. Math is different. And that's one more. Re-roll 2. Just one more. So I go up to 4.
I will fortune that.
And a fortune.
Yeah. So that's 1. And that's still 1. Okay.
Those guys are just not the best fighters. Not the best fighters. All right. So I can draw. No, I can't. So my flute. Well, yeah, I could partial fire. So I'm gonna shoot chasing shot at your Queen Anne's Revenge. So it's 2 dice. Hey, look at that.
Wow.
Dice are loving me today. So that is that's 2 hits. So you've got Fortitude 2, right? So it's a point of damage and a point of fatigue.
Point of damage, point of fatigue.
It's 1 well-placed cannon shot. At your Queen Anne's Revenge.
Queen Anne's Revenge.
Alright, here's my crit roll. No, nothing. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Back to you.
So I actually can't shoot anyone.
You can return fire with a partial fire there, and you can partial fire there.
partial fire at the frigate.
At the flute.
Flute twice. Okay. That's what I'll do. Partial fire. With my Corvette first. What?
Figure one die, essentially.
Yeah, actually, how far am I from friend over here?
I don't think you've got line of sight. You
No,
gotta be able to draw
I understand.
from the corner. I mean, yeah, you actually do. Just barely, but you do.
Okay. So I'll do partial fire.
Partial fire is pretty fast. Takes into account the fact that you were moving this way, and you would have had the shot ready to go, etc. So you get one shot. You're basically hoping for a crit here.
Because I have one dice, no matter what. Because my fatigue is too high.
No, reroll it because skill. Yep. Okay, so now my frigate is going to hit you back, so I've got 4 fatigue now. My total is also 7, so I'm down to 3. So here we go. And 2.
There you go.
Rolling much less dice than you, I just keep getting to. Because my guys are just... They're bold Spaniards.
I see that. They didn't like my pirate tactics.
They're 4-foot-long rapiers. You just can't get past them. All right. So you can now partial fire with Queen Anne at my flip.
With my 2 dice.
2 dice, yeah. I'm down 1. So nothing. Reroll it. Let's just go 2. And dice 11 you today.
Yep.
My galleon cannot fire. Alright. So, that's turn 6 that we're moving into. Alrighty. So, losing our cards and flip. Bravado.
A very poorly placed reload.
So, Bravado is my once a game card. And my Spaniards, essentially, unless they're shaken, they all treat themselves as having... all my ships are treated as having no fatigue. So, I think I'm going to take that sleep.
Okay.
I want to try to cut grapples while you can. Just a word of advice.
Mm-hmm. Well, you're going first.
Yes, I am. So I'm going to start with my frigate, who will do nothing. Over to you. So, I'm going to go first, and I think I'll start with my frigate.
Okay.
So my frigate has got a total of 5 dice. Can I borrow one of your dice? Is there any more dice? Just one time. Okay. So, 5 plus my crew of 2 is a total of 7, since my bravado is ignoring all of my fatigue. So let's see if we can finish off that slip. Only 1. But I do have a skill of 1, plus my skill goes up to 2 because you have more fatigue than me. So roll 2, and that's 2. And what is that place? Does that shake you? Yeah, that'll do it.
Is that your frigate?
Yeah, that's my frigate. So you go up to 7 fatigue. Oh no, I forgot you have an additional crew, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
That's unfortunate. So you get to keep fighting. Additional crew gets some 3 extra crew bubbles. Yeah, so here I was thinking I could finish you off. Those dang pirates, they fill those ships with men, let me tell you. Alright, so here's your die back. Very unlikely I'll ever get to use that many dice again for the rest of this game. So over to you. You've got a partial fire. Right there, provided we're in range, which we are.
Okay.
Yep. So that's one die, my guy. And you're basically hoping for a crit.
I am looking for a crit. I'm actually within cannon.
No, because you're using it. That only works if you use the ruler backwards. So, like you just did.
Got it. I'm actually within musket, and you're within thing, and I can draw a line of sight. Huh?
Yep.
So I'll just fire my cannons instead.
Okay. So you're still gonna get one die.
Still?
I think so, right? Because you're you have 3 fatigue.
3. Well, I still get one die. Okay.
Oh, reroll it. No, nothing. I'll return the favor. So my partial fire, I cannot broadside you there. My partial fire is 2. So here you go. So that's 1 hit. My skill, I'll reroll, and nothing. So 1 hit is enough to do a point of damage, because your fortitude's 1. And, but you're crippled, so that's just an extra fatigue, so you take 2 fatigue.
Okay.
Alright, I'm going to clear the flute. He's obviously not shooting anybody.
Mm-hmm.
And Queen Anne. Does Queen Anne have a shot at my flute? No, I don't know. Okay. Okay.
It's just floundering back there.
So turn 7. Clock is ticking. Flute looks like he's gonna get away.
What turn does the flute get away?
10. So an extra strike point against you is what it means. So my bravado gets discarded because it's once a game.
Okay.
The next card is Fleet Maneuverer.
The winds, they are a-changing.
Favorable wind. You need some speed right now. Except, you
Yeah,
know,
it doesn't do much.
it doesn't do much when you're in the wind time.
Doesn't mean
And you're still going to spend another turn going through the wind.
Okay.
We'll go with this card. All right. So pick your card. You go right along. Okay. So you've got the initiative.
The sloop has so many fatigue that it can't actually fire.
Always roll 1.
Always roll 1 dice. So, I guess I'll roll 1 dice at the ship behind me.
The flute.
That's right.
No. You have your skill though. Yeah. That is a hit. You are in pistol shot. But that is he's got high freeboard and fortitude too. So.
Okay.
Alrighty. There you go.
And since that was a small arms attack, we could have done a small arms attack, right?
Mm-hmm. Alright, so I'm gonna my frigate will roll 1 die at your slip. That's a hit, so 1 damage, 1 fatigue.
1 damage.
Because you have 4-2-1.
1 fatigue.
Alright, over to you.
I will do another one of those attacks here.
Yeah, that one you only have the frigate. So you can only hit the frigate with the corvette. The Queen Anne's one too. So a hit. That's a fatigue. Oh, my God! I might as well sink that slip. So, see if we can pull it off.
Broadsides on the slip.
And we are at pistol shot. I have 5 dice, and I get 2 rerolls. So that would be 5 hits, which is 5 damage, and a fatigue.
And a fatigue. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, exactly enough to cripple.
And then 1 fatigue. All right. So this is a sword. You're in trouble. No. I almost want to spend a fortune on that, but I realize that is stupid. All right, so you take a cripple. The ship is crippled now, so you take a cripple token.
Oops.
If you take another one, then you still be good. So, not really. All right, so you take a broadside token. And over to you.
So now, what can the Queen Anne's Revenge do?
You pretty much got a partial fire at my frigate, and that's about it.
Because you can't see the galley. Okay. That's what I'll do. Partial fire is 2 dice.
You should have taken off a fatigue or a damage. I think you forgot to mark it. So you have 3 dice partial fire, right? Pretty decent. Right, go for it. So it's 2 hits, it's a damage and a
What was it,
fatigue.
musket shot there?
Oh, reroll your pistol. Yeah, reroll your musket shot. You can only partial fire a musket shot. I checked it.
Okay.
3, not bad. All right. So damage, fatigue, and reroll your skull. Oh, sail. Okay, so take a reduce sail token.
Coming back.
It's not over yet. Okay. So my flute. Let's see if I can end your flute and end this game. I've got 2 dice. Partial fire. Pistol shot. Got it. So yeah, I forgot. Yeah, you're already crippled. So that's 2 damage and a fatigue, which translates to 3 fatigue since you're crippled. Since all overflow damage goes to fatigue. So you take a second strike marker. That ends your ship. So he's now out of action. So you've got 3 strike tokens to 2 ships, since the sloop no longer counts, since it's out of action. So that is the game. Spanish prevailed.
Very
but
good.
unfortunately Blackbeard is going to break off along with the corvette and escape. So all the pirates on the sloop will be hung by the neck. Well, we're Spanish. We're going to garrote them. We're not going to hang them. So don't worry. It's far less merciful.
Oh.
So
Sounded nicer.
no, it's not at all. So, all right. Well, good game, Steve. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Got to see that was a pretty fun little game. Lots of maneuvering and craziness. They had a lot of events. That was a surprising number of events. It's not typical, but it does happen. All right, guys. Well, thanks a lot. Hopefully we'll do another one soon. Steve, good game. And thanks for watching.